Welcome back to Digiburst, guys. We are here with another EX3 game. This time it is a EX3 showcase with Imperial Purple Red versus Hydra Bloomlord. Really cool to see both these decks popping off, coming into EX3 format. Really exciting to see these new cards. Going to Cherrymon, I can play the Palmon, having a look at top 3. Cherrymon being an excellent pseudo blocker to prevent those early hits with this Vmon here. And I'll just fetch the Pumu with the Palmon. Having a rough time with the Imperial side. They just want to find their pieces trashing and setting up their trash. No rookie in the back, unfortunately, but they can go into the Flanger here on passing turn. In order to do a combo, they need to have another rookie on board. When I suspend the Cherry, I can go into an Argamon and gain back a memory. Evoing up my Nursery, I can swing with a Cherrymon because I want it to be suspended in order to keep it as a pseudo blocker, but it unfortunately hits into a Dino Beamon. Playing another Palmon, I have a look at top 4. Grabbing the Weedmon because I need the champion in order to Evo up. And I'm probably going to put that Weedmon in the back there. Yep, there we go, just to set up for next turn. And then our opponent is free to start smacking to my security, but instead he goes for the Paildramon here. I guess he wants to set up for a Dino B hard play to go into his Dragon mode. I'll go into an Argamon by tapping the Palmon so it's free. Samani Santi suspending the Paildramon. Let's see what play we can do here. Here comes a Bloomlord for 4 costs. We'll draw, use this effect to suspend itself. Then it will gain back 3 memory as I have 3 guys that are suspended, going to 1. And because I gained back 2 or more, it will unsuspend. Now I can swing over the Paildramon with Piercing. Using the Argamon effect, I will play a Floodgate Pumu. So the Floodgate Pumu means you can't play guys by effects. So when the Paildramon dies, it won't be bringing back a Vmon, which is really good to stop the floating effect. Now the Bloomlord will actually be doing 3 checks now with the Piercing. Living all the checks is really good for me. He'll gain a memory back with the Analog Youth. That's perfectly fine. I'll set him to his 3 with my memory booster. Grabbing a red Vegemon. I'm pretty well set for next turn. Definitely threatening lethal here. Needs to do a huge push. And he just can't do it. He will concede and we'll go into game 2. Very quickly wrapped up by the Bloomlord player. That's me. I'm the one playing Bloomlord on the left, on the right. Vmon just dropping the Flanger and then drawing 2. We'll go into a Rocky in the back here, then into a red Veggie. I want to set up the Agitar so we can go into some really nice plays. There's the Agitar. Really good to set up Bloomlord plays for next turn, or even Hydramon if he sets up a strong board for, if he sets up a play for next turn. Going into an Agitar effect, we'll play a Palmon revealing top 4. We'll grab that Bloomlord and then the red Veggie, sorry, the Weedmon. I can't grab the Terrymon because Terrymon is a beast. We'll go into a Sunflowmon. Sunflowmon will tap itself to play down another vegetable. We'll get the Pumu, this is Floodgate Pumu. And then we can go into a Blossomon, a Bloomlord. Bloomlord was already suspended. We can suspend the Pumu. We'll gain back 3 memory, we'll unsuspend the Bloomlord, and then Agitar effect, because we suspended a guy, we will unsuspend. We will gain a memory, sorry. I'll punch in with the Bloomlord for 2 checks. And then we can just go ahead and Evo up the Sunflower. This is for 3 because it was already suspended. The Cherrymon just doing extra work to prevent him from doing chip damage with his Vmon so I can remove it later. He'll go into a Wormmon. Now this is pretty dangerous. If he sets up his trash, he can go into a Dragon mode and then maybe even Fighter mode if he has all the right pieces. Popping a memory, he can Deathclaw. Now the thing with he had to be able to remove the Pumu because otherwise he wouldn't be able to go into the Dragon mode. Bringing back the Wormmon with the Night Raid, he's free to go into his combo now. Going into the Shadramon, This would normally pass turn, but he's doing the when Digivolving effects in order to DNA here into a Powder mode. Now the Powder can actually play a guy from the trash now that the premium's been removed. Very excellent plays here. Into the Dragon mode. Dragon mode has a Blitz. Also, it destroys everything but one guy on my board of my choosing. So I could remove the Cherrymon or the Bloomlord. Either way, it doesn't matter because the Dragon mode will be punching through it anyway. So I go ahead, remove the Cherrymon. The Dragon mode is, I think it's like 16k with all its boosting right now. It'll go ahead, punch the Cherrymon, and then Evo up into Fighter mode for 2 cost. Using the effect, it's got Piercing, it's really big, and it can bottom deck the Dragon mode to not check security effects. When it hits security for 2 checks. He's giving me a lot of memory though, passing on 5. Removing this body is very important because he could potentially doing 2 more checks and put a lot of pressure on me, especially if he can kill it to bring it back. Though whatever I put on the board can be punched because the inheritable underneath the Fighter mode can allow it to punch unsuspended Digimon. So instead I just set up a very passive play going into the Ajata and the memory booster to set me up for next turn. So he could potentially do a lot of damage here because I'm only on 3 security right now. Fighter mode's punching for 2 checks at 17 I think. So living both checks, very good. Let's see if he can extend the play further. Calling will kill the Fighter mode. He'll fetch back a Fighter mode, a different one, and then he'll get the on deletion effects of the Fighter mode, playing the Wormmon and the Vmon. Now we can do some shenanigans with the Wormmon and the Vmon here, if he's just got the right pieces, which I'm pretty sure he has considering that he didn't search them. The Wormmon will activate, grabbing the Dino B, bottom decking the rest, and then the Vmon will activate to get the discard and draw 2. Yep, and then he can Evo up one of these to see what he can do. We'll go into the Shapemon, this would normally pass turn, but it's doing the when Digivolving effect to go into the Flangemon, giving 2 more memory, and then DNAing with these 2 into a Paildramon, and then Paildramon can bring back the Dino B, and we're doing it all again, folks. Here comes another Dragon mode, if he just wants to set the right pieces up. Yep. And there's the bully, getting the draw, and then it's got +2 security, +1 security attack. It's doing the swings into the Fighter mode, tucking back the Dragon mode in order to not check security effects. But he's giving me 5 memory again, which is a lot for me to work with. Perhaps he should have not gone into the Fighter mode and just went to Dragon just to do that last check and kept me on 3. Anyway, the Ajata will play me a Palmon. I'll fetch the Bloomlord and the Hydramon, giving me lots of options here. Either one can punch through the Dragon, through the Fighter mode, but the Fighter mode does have retaliation through the Wormmon. Go into a Cherrymon here. I can Evo up the Ajata. Probably want to go for a Hydramon. Okay, into a Bloomlord. Okay. Gaining back some memory, unsuspending. I think we're going to, yeah, when we won't get the memory back with the Ajatamon, I correct that. The Bloomlord just hitting the security for 2 checks, deciding not to punch through the Fighter mode because the Fighter mode does have that retaliation. Pitching the booster, go back to 3. I will Grain to Soul the Fighter mode to put it back to the top of the deck. So to the bottom of the deck. And that will lose the stack. That was my way around the retaliation. And in this way, I can keep a Cherrymon to redirect the attack. So if he's able to get 2 attacks here somehow, then I am safe. Pushing out the Gabumon, let's see what he can do. Playing a Wormmon here. Wormmon revealing top 3. Does he have the pieces? Can he go into another fighter, another Dragon mode? And making a second Dragon mode would be deadly here because he forced me to remove a guy and then punching through the Cherrymon would have been it. But he just doesn't have the pieces. Oh man, if he had maybe fetched it with the Calling, because Calling could have grabbed him 2 pieces, then that would have probably been it. Because if he removed both the guys, even if I'm not checking, even if I redirect and keep alive. The fact that he removed both my guys, which means a huge tempo swing, and I probably would have been game. But unfortunately, he just didn't have the pieces. If you like that one, guys, feel free to check out the rest of my videos. I got other matches of Bloomlord already on the channel, as well as a deck profile from the first place Ultimate Cup as well, if you want to check that out. Otherwise, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.